Hey yo, what is up guys? My name is Jane and welcome here on my YouTube channel. And for today's video, I'm not that excited because we are about to watch True Story Scary Animated, and I'm never sure. And this time, you guys know what time it is? It's freaking 3 a.m. So let me just show you that it's really 3 a.m. It is really 3 a.m. right now. Look at that. It is really 3 a.m. Okay, so please make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell right now because this is about to be a traumatizing one. So, and also follow me on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. It'll be in the description box below. Let's get right to this traumatizing video. Okay, so shout out to 1C Entertainment because this is where I get the video from, and the title of this story right now is True Horror Road Trip Story Animated. So I'll do my headphones now. 3, 2, 1.
This happened about 4 years ago,
4
in
years
December
ago,
of 2015.
so it's about
Me
5
and
years
5
now.
of my friends have our own business editing photos and videos for social media content creators. And because of this, we tend to have a lot of spare time on our hands. We used to go on road trips to a local lake that has a few nice spots to camp at, and a ski resort.
Road trip, that's
We
the
usually went
probably
there on
scary
our days
thing.
off. One week, the 6 of us finished all of our projects early, so we had a few days off. We decided to drive to the lake. I won't be using their real names for obvious reasons, so I'll call them Kevin, Steven, Brittany,
Oh my god,
Katie,
this
and
is
Josh.
really a true story.
Katie and Brittany rode in Katie's old sports car, and Steven and I rode on our motorcycles. Usually, Kevin and Josh took Steven's Jeep. But on this trip,
YouTubers?
Josh had just bought a new Sprinter van,
They have
which the previous
sports
owner
car,
had
oh my
converted
gosh.
into a 2-person camper.
I hope
So
everyone.
Kevin decided to ride with Josh. When we arrived, we skied, had some really delicious camping food, and listened to Josh brag about his new van.
The music just started to like. The music just started
to head home.
different.
About 2 hours into the trip back home, we were a little hungry, so we stopped at a gas station to grab some snacks.
Whoa.
We all parked our vehicles outside and went into the gas
I don't
station
think that's
together,
a good idea.
which was kind of foolish. We were in there maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and the car's door was left open the whole time. When we came outside,
Why did they?
we had a huge shock waiting for us.
Why did they? Firstly,
Josh's van was gone.
why did they
There was a
open?
huge dent on the side of Katie's car, and
Why
another
did
dent on
they
the side of
open
an
the
old truck in the parking
freaking door?
lot, which I
This
assume
way you
belonged to an employee.
Like,
We were so panicked at that moment,
I mean,
so we
like that's
immediately
pretty
called the police.
stupid right now.
But since we were a little off the grid, the police took 15 minutes to arrive, and by then, we knew the chances of them being able to find Josh's van was slim to none.
Oh wait,
The
there's
scariest thing
one in
about it
there.
was that Kevin brought his work laptop on the trip, and I knew that Kevin didn't have a password set up on it. We waited
why
for
he
another
should
2
have
or so
a password
hours
right
while
now.
the police searched the area, but they couldn't find anything. They told us to go home, and they would contact us if they found the stolen van. Kevin and Josh rode with the girls in Katie's car, while Steven and I rode our motorcycles, following them very closely. We didn't stop once during the remaining 3-hour trip home. Fast forward
Sorry.
2 or 3 weeks later,
That's not
we
COVID-19.
received a
Okay.
frantic call from Josh. He said that the police contacted him and that the van had been found. All 6 of us showed up to see the van, and the van had somehow been rolled on its side and was left in a ditch near the highway, about an hour from where it had been stolen. Once they got it out of the ditch and flipped it upright, the police let us look inside to see if we could salvage any personal items. Sure enough, Kevin's laptop was gone, along with a set of kitchen knives that Josh had used for
That's
making
like pretty
kebabs.
stupid.
The most disturbing thing, though, was that once we got the busted driver's side door open, we saw that both seats were stained a deep dark red in multiple places.
Oh
and
my
the dashboard
god.
had slash marks all over it. that point, we were
I have
really
my
afraid.
bed right now.
Josh let the police take the van for further inspection, but we never heard what happened to it or who the blood belonged to.
Wow, that's the end of the. Okay, wait. Okay, so please make sure to lock your doors and have a password on your laptop because it's not a good idea to not have a password on your laptop. So let's get right to the next one. Okay, so this one is titled as I heard a strange voice in my room. So this is creepy right now. I really good. I don't have a room. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
This happened a while back when I was 11. We used to live in a 2-story house with the second floor being a wooden floor. There's a slight crack on the floor,
Oh my
so
gosh.
if anyone steps on it, it creaks. And one night, I woke up at around 1 a.m. The moment I opened my eyes, I heard heavy footsteps behind me as my body was facing the wall. My bed was next to the wall and my computer was by my head. My door was always open since I never close
Why?
it when I go to bed.
That's
first,
creepy as
I was
hell.
confused about
Why
why there
did
were
you
heavy
not close your
footsteps
doors?
with chains dragging on the floor. The heavy steps sounded as if it stepped on the floor's crack. I heard the floor creak. The footsteps seemed to fade away to the end of the hallway to my uncle's room. It creeped me out and I couldn't move my body.
Oh my
I just stared at
gosh.
the wall in fear, then closed my eyes. Soon after, that noise came back to my room slowly. I heard the creak again, and all of a sudden, the chains whipped the floor door.
Chains?
That sound
Oh,
was so
chains?
loud, so I opened my eyes for a few seconds in fright, but closed it again.
Why is there chains?
I said to
Oh,
myself
I
that
think
it
that's
was
the
all
door.
a dream, and it was nothing. It became silent until I heard a loud smash on the keyboard that's right by my head. I screamed, but kept closing my eyes forcefully. Suddenly, one of the deep voices started murmuring loudly
Oh my
just above
gosh.
my head.
Oh my
Its
gosh.
sound was so low beyond recognition, so
Oh
I couldn't
my.
understand what the thing was. Then I started to pray to God. I was not honest and trustworthy back then, but praying was the only way to erase my fear. So I kept praying, and surprisingly, the voice faded away. The next day, I told my family about what happened, and they were surprised.
Oh.
I was given a rosary by a relative as protection,
I hope it
and
won't
she
happen
told me
again.
not to take it off.
I think it will.
So ever since then, I've been wearing it. However, just a month after that, around 3 a.m., I was sleeping and suddenly, my rosary fell and shattered into pieces on the floor.
Oh my.
I jumped out of my bed immediately when it happened. I was so confused, but I didn't want to check on what could have caused it. So I decided to go back to sleep and just collect the scattered pieces of the rosary when I woke up. The next morning, I told my family about it again.
They have
and
a
they
big
got really
family.
scared because it was really unusual. But they couldn't do anything about it. So they just tried to cheer me up. Nothing has really happened since then. But I always wonder what would have happened if I opened my eyes to look right above my head to see who or what that deep voice was.
Oh my gosh. Always lock your doors, as I've said from the last video. Lock your doors. That's creepy that the actual rosary. Oh my. Let's get to the last one. I really hope it's all done. Okay, so the last one is titled as I Went in the Wrong Ride. So I'm already freaked out right now, so oh my gosh, there's a lot of noises. I went in the wrong ride and almost got killed. Oh my gosh.
This is not about my story, but someone from my church, and he wanted to share his experience with anyone else.
Oh, so it's not fun.
He's a 32-year-old
Okay,
man,
that's
and his
creepy.
pseudo-name is Mark.
Don't ever
He's a
do
fairly
to
big
check
guy,
out this
and this
person.
situation took place when he was on his way home from work.
Okay.
He said that he had lost his phone 1 week before this whole situation happened,
Wait,
so he
why?
couldn't call and get any help during the story. It was quite late, around 11 p.m. He had finished work and was walking to a taxi stop location, and when he got there, a few people were standing around waiting as well. After about 2 minutes, he noticed that there was a minivan approaching. Usually, minivans are cheaper
He's
than
kind of
taxis,
jealous that
and
they
he felt
have
tired that
phones.
day, so he decided to take the minivan. He sat on a seat, and there was a young
Should
boy
not be
seated in
laughing
the
right
passenger
now.
side next to the driver, who was collecting the fare. And
Okay.
then, 2 other boys who looked like teenagers also boarded the minivan and sat in the seats in front of him. Once the minivan took off, after about 5 minutes, the boy asked if they would like to drink some Coke. The boys accepted and started drinking,
Wow, no one has offered like
and they
that.
also
And
gave it to Mark.
I don't know.
Mark was also feeling thirsty, so he took it, but only a sip.
Never knew
Not
someone
much later,
would-
he started feeling drowsy. Just before he about laid his head on the seat beside him, he noticed
This
that
is what I
those 2 boys
told you.
were
You
already
don't
knocked out.
like drink stuff. with
After he laid his head down,
strangers.
he heard noises coming from the back seats. 2 people were talking in a different language. The car was passing a big signboard
I'm
that
just
showed
checking
Crest
my-
Chicken Farm,
Just checking
and
the
then
stairs.
he
system.
finally passed out. When he got up,
Okay.
he found himself inside a big shed-like barn, and there were some tools on a big table.
Wow.
He was on the floor, and the other 2 teenage boys were laying next to him. He still felt a bit drowsy, but he managed to get himself up as he was looking for an escape. He saw that the 2 boys were still passed out, so he tried waking them, but they wouldn't budge. As Mark was kind of a big man, he tried to see if he could carry one of them, but it was hard to do because even Mark was having a hard time to stand properly. And then he heard voices. He took a peek from the door, and 3
Oh
people
my
were walking toward the
gosh.
big shed, coming from a house on the hill, which was quite close to the shed. Mark panicked and tried to look for another exit. He was looking around the place, and he found one at the end of the shed, luckily. He approached quietly and escaped as fast as he could.
Okay.
At this
Okay,
point, his
he
vision was all
doesn't get
blurry,
caught.
but he managed to find a fence door and unlocked it.
Okay.
He heard the people shouting, but he ignored. He just kept on running. When he finally reached his house, it was early morning, around 5 a.m. His wife was up all night waiting for him and ran out the front door as soon as she saw him. He collapsed and slept for almost the whole day.
Wow.
When
I
he
will
woke up
too.
and finally got a chance to explain to
If
his wife what had
that would
transpired that
happen.
night, he remembered about the other 2 boys who were still there. Then he contacted the police
Oh my
immediately.
gosh.
He told the police about the road signs and a big billboard for Crest Chicken Farm and other things that he could remember. About 2 weeks after, there was a police report about how they found 2 teenage boys' bodies in a lake and advised that when they examined the bodies, all their organs were missing. Mark just stood in fear. And as the event was too traumatic for him, Mark had to quit a job for a while.
Oh my goodness. If he didn't escape, he would probably as the same situation as those 2 guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I hope I can still sleep. I don't know how will I do that, but I'm gonna try my best to sleep. If you want more, comment down below and like this video. Oh my goodness, that's creepy as hell, guys. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and please make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and also follow me on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. It will be in the description box below. I'm terrified right now. I want to sleep. I don't know how, but let's just end the video right now. Be you. I love you.